Welcome once again to another Luk'A'Here, y'all podcast with your host, Miss Trina. And today I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I'm going to backtrack a lot, actually. I'm going to backtrack and say I'm sorry. If y'all watch my CNA versus AI video, don't get me wrong, I meant every word in it, but it sounded more like I was like bashing AI, but I wasn't really bashing AI. I was just actually trying to figure out like how is a computer gonna replace a CNA. So I went and did a little bit more research, and what I came up with actually blew my mind. And I'm glad that it did, though. So I can come and share with you guys that yeah, Miss Trina can be kind of misled too. I can take things wrong, because I really thought that, my presentation, it really sounded like that. I mean, it actually did, because I was in my feelings and I was upset that, they could even, have information on a topic like this would make it so bad. Like, how you gonna get somebody to replace what we do? But anyway, let me go ahead and get off of that. The topic though of this one is, hold up, what is it? Oh yeah, tech and touch. How AI is empowering the CNAs, not replacing them. That's what I should have said at first, but I was so caught up in my feelings. You know what I mean? So here we go. We just gonna call this part 2, digging further. Yeah, because I was just on the surface with it in the last video. So this video right here should be just a little bit more deeper to explain, just how AI is empowering the CNA. Okay? But I'm going to give you a little small scenario first, just to set the mood, set the scene, set the tone, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to know where I'm coming from with this. Okay? Now, picture it now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'm just going to give it 2:30 in the morning, okay? And all you hear is the humming of the hall lights above your head, and then you feel, oh, shh. Hello?
Am I speaking to Miss Washington, please?
Oh, she's not available right now, but I am. This is okay. Now, like I said before, I was so rudely interrupted by my phone. Now, she in the middle of her rounds, right? And it's all quiet or whatever, but she have to deal with now comforting a confused patient with dementia. Not only that, her 2 call lights are going on, and her phone is buzzing, giving her a medication reminder of a medication that she already gave. Okay? She let out the longest sigh known to man. You know what I'm talking about? She tired, for real. Exhausted even. She overwhelmed. And she be really wondering, like, do people really see how hard she worked? For real. But on the flip side, though, now, if Tasha had a digital assistant, like that track vital times, that track vital signs in real time. Let me see it like that, because I got tongue tied there. Flagged early signs of infection and handle documentation automatically. Not to replace her though, but it's just simply to support her. That's the promise of AI in caregiving. That's what I did not know. Yeah, that's what I didn't know. Because I was so hung up on, I'm actually trying to see a robot or what you call it, a clone actually replace a human being in taking care of another human being. That's what I was stuck on. So, I got to excuse me if I sounded all, you know what I'm saying, stanky with mine. But yeah, I was kind of tripping on how, is that going to actually replace the hands, the touch, the heart, the love, Now, when you define AI, artificial intelligence, it ain't nothing but tech and it mimics human decision making, like analyzing data, predicting outcomes, and automating tasks. So in healthcare, it's used for monitoring, diagnostics, scheduling, and even training. Okay. Now I don't have to define the CNA role because we all know what the CNA role is, but actually we the backbones. We are the hands on care. You know what I mean? We are the ones that's bathing, feeding, helping with mobility and emotional support. Often underpaid, undervalued, and overworked, especially in marginalized communities. You know what I mean? So, but you probably looking at me like, why that matter? Well, let me tell you why it matter. AI is entering the caregiving space really, really fast. And CNAs deserve to understand it, shape it, benefit from it, not just be sidelined by it, because the three myths that I done heard in this, because they got to be myths. Now, even though I wasn't in this big age of technology like it's coming in now, when it comes to CNA care and work, I think the only thing that I was trained on was Epic, and that was digital charting. I was trained on Epic, and it stopped there, because I had the surgery and I ain't doing nursing no more. So now, if it done got more fancy and more advanced than Epic, shoot, I'm really missing something. It make me want to go back just to see. Yes, I will go apply just to see because I'm nosing. Now, the first myth, I've heard CNA say is AI will replace me. See, the truth is AI can't replicate empathy, intuition, or cultural understanding. It's a tool, not a replacement. Think of it like the headlights, not the driver. Like that. And myth number 2 was AI is only for hospitals. That's what I used to think until I found out that AI is already in home care, long-term care, and on mobile apps. Yeah, I said, what? The example, they got fall detection sensors in elderly homes. I'm not talking about the life thing that you push when you actually fall. I'm talking about fall sensors. So that means when they set your house up, any potential risk of you falling, that's where they got the sensors at. Your a certain part of your body have to be down, on that, not actually on the sensor, but in this line of sensor. In the sensor line, your body have to be down for the for the ambulance to be contacted. Now I think that's cool. You know what I mean? So, and plus they got AI powered medication reminders. Like you get a an alarm or a little buzz or whatever will go off when it's time to take your medication at certain parts of the day. And I think that's cool too. Because you got some people that actually forget to take their medication. Especially when they're in pain. Nobody got time to be like, man, girl, please. Trying to get somewhere and lay down and go to sleep. That's what I be doing. But when it comes to having a medication reminder, that is a good thing though. Especially if you, in your early, like cognitive decline. Yeah, it's good to have medication reminders. And myth number 3 was CNAs talking about they don't need to learn tech, baby. Because the truth is, tech literacy is now part of caregiving advocacy. They want everybody to be, what do you call that? Tech literate. I probably wouldn't have made it because I am so tech illiterate. But learning AI tools can protect your job, enhance your care, and amplify your voice. And at the same time, you can advance more. Go to a higher position than what you are now if you, advancing and you learning the AI. Because it's being implemented in healthcare now. So, you can't do nothing but get on board, honey. So, but I want to know though, what's one tech tool you've used in your caregiving that made your job easier? Or, which tech tool was it that made your job harder? You know, share with me. You can share in the comments or whatever. Shoot, I'd be glad to hear that. I'd be glad to read that. But when you look at AI in action, though, it's 6 ways that it supports CNAs. It's 6 ways that AI supports CNAs. Number 1 is patient monitoring. Smart sensors track vitals, movement, and sleep patterns, and they alert CNAs to falls, fevers, or irregular heartbeats. Okay? Now, Temp Track is an example because it's a wearable patch and it sends real-time temperature updates. So, with that being said, you can catch a lot. You can catch sepsis, you can catch UTIs, you can catch all with the constant reading of a person's body temperature. Number 2 is decision support. AI analyzes patient data to predict infections, pressure ulcers, or dehydration. And it also helps CNAs prioritize care and escalate concerns early. Now, the example to this is the predictive dashboards, because they be flagging high-risk patients. The predictive, yes, they flag high-risk patients. Ask me how they do it, I can't tell you. But I know before I left up out of there, I saw that I was talking to one of my supervisors. I was in their office, and that was actually mentioned to me. And I'm like, how can it, oh yeah, y'all getting too fancy around here. That was my only answer to it, but not thinking that, what I'm saying, this is a real thing. This is happening. AI is invading caregiving, even as we speak. You know what I'm saying? And number 3 is task automation. AI be handling charting, scheduling, and reminders. And it also reduces paperwork and frees up time for human connection. Okay, like voice to text charting. That makes for faster documentation when you voice to text charting, because you're doing it in real time. Yeah. You leaving out of a patient's room, you touching your headset, you talking into it, and it's automatically putting it up in your notes. I think that's cool. I think that's a real cool thing. Number 4 is personalized care. AI tells care plans based on patient history, preference, and vital signs. And it also supports CNAs in adjusting diets, routines, and therapies. Now, the example to this is nutrition apps suggest meals based on blood sugar trends. Now, I think that's cool too. But I mean, like, really, where was this stuff when I was out there, baby? Because that show could have saved me a lot of time trying to make a meal for a diabetic, different meals for diabetics. You know what I'm saying? When they have to have a vegetable, they have to have a protein. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You just switch it up. Yeah, that was kind of hard for me at that time. Trying to find different meals like every day to feed a diabetic. Now, number 5 is training and education. VR and AI simulations teach empathy, they teach technique, and they teach crisis response. And it also helps the CNA preps for certification exams or new care challenges. Okay, this place called Embodied Labs, because this is the example. Embodied Labs uses VR to simulate dementia from the patient's perspective. Ain't that something? It's almost like you in a patient's mind experiencing the dementia, with them, and you human, you on the outside, you trying to figure out a way to calm them down, or seeing this in real time, or seeing this in, seeing this in real time will help you better understand and help you better cope and give and help you to maintain, to give better care to these type people. And number 6 is workforce optimization. AI predicts staffing needs and balances workloads and also prevents burnout and improves shift planning. The example to this is scheduling algorithms. They match staff to patient acuity levels. Now, I thought that was cool too. You know, if it's the care that a patient needs is tailored to a CNA. Ain't that something? I think that's cool because, baby, I done worked with all kinds, everywhere, all the time, day in, day out. I never had a preference, and I was never asked which section I wanted. You know what I mean? So, you know, with that being said, that is a good thing, though. You know, when you look at it, you can actually get, and then you can get like honest feedback from, you know, your patients to actually help you to better take care of them. You know, now, segment 5 is voices from the field. Now, a CNA's perspective on this was she was skeptical at first, but when her facility added AI vitals tracking, she caught a fever spike in a patient, before it turned to sepsis, before it turned into sepsis. That tech saved a life, and it made me feel seen. Those are her words. You know, that temperature, take that, AccuTemp, whatever that was. Yeah, that I'm talking about whatever that was. Yeah, that actually saved a life. Actually, monitoring the temperature. Now, the tech developer, he said that they designed AI tools with caregivers in mind. Their goal is not to replace, it's to relieve. We want CNAs to spend less time on paperwork and more time on people, which is cool, and I get that. And see, if I had known that at first, I wouldn't have went so bad. But, you know, because I was really in my feelings about that. I was aggravated, I'm going to tell you again. I really was. But, you know, when you look at different people's perspective or different people's experience on it, you know, some people like it, some people don't. Some people want to get with the times, some people don't want to get with the times, you know. But it's something that you got to do if you want to continue your career in nursing, you know. Now, through the cultural lens, tech often overlooks black caregivers and patients. I'm sorry, it does. Because, you know, bias in algorithms can lead to misdiagnosis or neglect. See, but at the same time, you know, like I told you in my last video, you know, the people that's in-home care or low-income residents, they'll never be able to benefit from AI because they can't afford it. You know, especially if they live in poor areas. And I read that with my own eyes. Now, that's the truth. Now, I seen that. Like, you can go out to the villages at Richardson and $5 bet. They tech savvy. They up to date. Patients probably got a PS5 in there, or Wii. But go to South Dallas nursing home. Not gonna happen. Not happening. Not unless it was brought in or donated by a patient's family member. Now, with that being said, hey, I mean, that's what I read. But not all caregivers have access to AI tools or training. You know what I mean? So, you know, just like I said, in rural areas, low-income facilities and home care settings are often left out of this. You know, but what y'all can do is ask your employer what tech tools are coming to y'all facility. Ask them what's available, and can you get training? Because if you join a caregivers union or advocacy group, and they pushing for equitable tech, yeah, that'll be all right there. Because all you have to do is get that training, and you can go further. You can be a CNA, 1, 2, 3, because it ain't no telling what they doing to our position now. You know, because when I left, a position was created for me, lead training CNA. And there's probably be a lot of lead training CNAs out there, and that would be good for them to even learn tech first and then, have hold small classes for the CNAs that's up under them that they have to train, that they have to actually physically check off when they do the skills packet every year. Yeah, cause baby, and that's another thing too. I sure hope they brought their skills packet down a little bit, cause honey, them was some thick things, baby. Them was novels when I was doing it, and it's not like that was no long time ago. That was like what, 5 years ago, almost six years come November. So how can we make sure AI serves all caregivers and not just the privileged few? Like I said, we're going to have to get off in some groups. We got to get in some groups around here, baby. Call to action. You know what I'm saying? Because whether you know it or not, CNAs, okay? You are not replaceable. You are irreplaceable. You care, your care, your culture, your compassion. AI cannot replicate that, but it can support it, and you deserve that support. So if y'all want to, y'all can share y'all tech story with me, and on the next one I'll shout you out, holler at you. But I will answer you though. I will answer your question or read your story. And I want to know, which one of the techs, the little new tech things either helped you, which one of them harmed you, because technology may guide the hands, but it's the heart of the caregiver that heals. Okay? It's what we feel in our hearts that we actually give to people that actually heals them. So, with that being said, y'all can join me on my next one though, because y'all gonna probably like that. It's old heads versus Gen Z. No, I'm just playing. It's not old heads. It's actually the ones that veterans, versus Gen Z. You say it like that. And it's not really a versus, you know what I'm saying? It's just what one would put up with, the other one wouldn't. Let me say it like that. So yeah, y'all can join me on that one, but for right now, y'all continue to love each other, continue to care about each other, and take care of each other for as long as you can. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.